Did you know that the US has recently imposed sanctions on 3 Indian companies? Yes, this is a reality, not a speculation. It may come as a surprise, but this shocking revelation is true. The United States, in a recent move, has slapped sanctions on 3 Indian firms, and you may wonder why. The reason is as serious as it sounds: illicit trade with Iran. These sanctions aren't just some arbitrary punishment, they are a response to a critical violation of international law. Imagine a game of chess, each move calculated, each piece important. Now, imagine a player breaking the rules, disrupting the game. That's what illicit trade can do to the global economic balance. The impact of these sanctions goes beyond just the companies involved. It's not an isolated incident, but a thread in a complex web of international relations and economic dynamics. These sanctions have the potential to send ripples across sectors, affecting not only the companies directly involved, but also their partners, stakeholders, and even common people like you and me. This is not just about these companies, it's about the ripple effects these sanctions could have. Now let's dive deeper into the companies that are facing the brunt of these sanctions. First up is Advanced Technologies and Engineering India, or ATEI. This company has been instrumental in the Indian tech sector, providing innovative solutions and cutting-edge technology to its clients. However, its associations with Iran have placed it under the scrutiny of the US government. It's a classic case of a company's business relationships overshadowing its achievements. Next, we have Step Industries. Known for its electrical and power distribution products, Step Industries has been a key player in the industry for years. Their alleged illicit trade with Iran has been a shock to many, considering their reputation in the market. It's a reminder that even the most established firms can find themselves in hot water when international regulations are potentially violated. Lastly, we have Mahima Life Sciences, PDDT Limited. This company, a significant name in the pharmaceutical sector, has been producing quality medicines and healthcare products for the Indian market and beyond. Their involvement with Iran, however, has resulted in the US imposing sanctions on them. It's a stark reminder of the ripple effects that political decisions can have on the healthcare industry. These 3 companies, each a giant in their respective fields, have found themselves caught up in a web of international politics and sanctions. Their dealings with Iran have not only put them under intense scrutiny, but have also placed a spotlight on the larger issue of India's trade ties with Iran. These sanctions are not just a blow to these companies, but also raise questions about the future of India-US trade relations. The implications of these sanctions are far-reaching, affecting more than just the companies involved. Let's delve into the potential ripple effects that these sanctions could have. Firstly, these companies, which were once thriving, are now facing significant financial challenges. The sanctions restrict their access to the American market, which could result in substantial revenue losses. Moreover, they could also lose credibility in the eyes of other potential international partners, further hampering their growth prospects. Beyond the companies, these sanctions could also have a profound impact on India-US trade relations. The US is one of India's largest trading partners, and these sanctions could strain this relationship. This could potentially lead to decreased trade between the 2 nations, affecting various sectors of both economies. Moreover, these sanctions could cast a shadow over the overall Indian economy. The targeted companies contribute significantly to India's GDP and employ a large number of people. Their potential downfall could lead to job losses and a decrease in economic growth. Furthermore, these sanctions could also serve as a warning to other Indian companies dealing with Iran. This could result in a shift in trade dynamics, with companies potentially reconsidering their ties with Iran to avoid similar sanctions. Lastly, these sanctions could potentially spark a trade war. If India decides to retaliate, it could lead to an escalating cycle of sanctions and counter-sanctions that could disrupt global trade. However, it's also important to note that this situation could open up opportunities for negotiation and diplomacy. Both India and the US could use this as a chance to revisit their trade policies and work towards a more mutually beneficial relationship. The sanctions have certainly sent a wave of uncertainty across the Indian business landscape. Only time will tell how these companies, and indeed the country, navigate these choppy waters. To summarize, the US sanctions on Indian companies are more than just a penalty. They're a wake-up call. We've delved into the shocking reality of these sanctions, shedding light on the companies that have come under scrutiny. These are firms that have allegedly engaged in illicit trade with Iran, an action that has not gone unnoticed by the US. we've discussed the potential implications, which are far-reaching and significant. The sanctions have not only affected the operations of these firms, but they also serve as a stern reminder of the consequences of non-compliance with international trade norms. These sanctions, while disruptive, also offer an opportunity for Indian companies to reassess their trade practices and align themselves with global standards. It's a stark reminder that, in the world of international commerce, adherence to rules and regulations is paramount. As we continue to monitor this situation, one thing is clear: the sanctions have changed the game for Indian companies dealing with Iran. Thank you for watching our deep dive into the US sanctions on Indian companies. We hope this video has offered a comprehensive understanding of this complex situation. If you found this content insightful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more in-depth analysis on global issues like this one. Stay tuned for our next video, where we will be discussing the impact of Brexit on the global economy. Your interaction helps us to continue providing high-quality, informative content like this. Until next time, stay informed and stay curious.